Hey people, I did the first half of this Song of Solomon 3 yesterday. It's talking about Lilith, and I'm going to do the second half today. It's still talking about in Lilith here, and we're going to get a better idea of what in Lilith is, and we're going to learn a whole bunch of these words. A whole bunch of stuff to be learned here. So just picture an old sea captain from the 15th century telling this poem in old English. So it says, "My's that hole men rubbed them dibber, caddy mer what ocean from thither." So my is just that, my that hole. Men rub, as backwards and forwards, rubbed them, RBDM, rubbed them dibber. So this is a dibber. It's got these notches on it, measure the depth. You can see how deep you planting your seed. When you planting seed, after you dish the field up good, you got a bunch to plant. You carry this and you know just how far to push it in, how deep you want to plant your seed. And it might come in stainless, but like most of them come in wood, hardwood. So this caddy merwut, the caddy merut. So like the word catamaran, the caddy in there means to tie together, and they try to say the moran means wood, but you can see the maru, the marine, the oceans, the mare is the oceans, but it is to give tie, T-I, and you tie together two hulls, the maru, to give tie the maru, to give tie more what oceans from thither. And so from thither that's kind of old English, old Irish for father, but to give tie more what oceans from thither is with a catamaran you can take a lot rougher ocean. Your boat doesn't rock as much. More to loving them call take in ruckle. So the more is when you tied up your boat. From where? You see is the oldest city, from where to more. And will loving, the B is V, it's got no vowel point in it, so it's pronounced as a V. The loving E-M, them call, Michael, from call. Michael is known as to mean like God, but them call, and this reads backwards, and it starts with an A, and so this is take in, and so to take is as in take them wives is just the TQ. The B is in, to take in power, take in knowledge of ruckle. So ruckle is an ancient English word, and it's meaning a hoarse rattling sound of your voice, like if you ain't too sure. But it also means wrinkled, crumpled and wrinkled. Then the math to soul me shushes gibberish subibly. Imaginary is rule. So then is the cycle, E-N, the cycle. The math too. And the math is from collect. You do your math, you're collecting, you add math too. Soul, that's solo, all by yourself. Me. Captain's the only one on the boat knows how to do this. And shushes. You can see the dot over this S here. This is SH, sh. It's not solemn. It's shalom. Shalom as in peace. You see it here, shush. Shushes. Final M is a S. That's why it looks like the S, because it is a S. Looks a lot more like this S than it does this M. Shushes, gibberish. So gibberish is a word that people that don't understand call algebra. GBR. The Jabra, the god of Jabra. Algebra. So if you didn't understand, hey, shush up. The captain's doing his gibberish. The gibberish. Shushes the gibberish. Subib, S-B-I-B, is still a word meaning around, surroundings. Lee. Lee is downwind. Madge. This is your word algebra again and hidden here. But it's the Maginry. M-G-B is N-R-A. The Maginry is rule. The Magi. First thing the Magi did was they did their algebra. They figured it up before they started casting them spells. So you can see in this Jabra, it's to the foot. The G is the foot, or to lift, to carry, in first work from. To the foot, the base, to lift, to carry. The base has to carry the load on top. So you have to do the algebra to know how deep your footings need to be, and to how many levels you're going to put on your skyscraper. Take some algebra. The class is ho. Her in from limity. From alchemy. See. The herbal. To cry. To recum fed in Lilith. So the class is the next word, reads backwards, starts with an A. The class is ho. That's where they got that hold from. Hold up, ho. The class is ho. You see this B doesn't have the dot in it, so it's a V, or it means in. So you can see down here it's got the dot in it. This is the B. The herbal. But this is her in. H-R-B, her in. And from limity, that's where you get your word limited. It's an old word for a port that was shallow. It's one the smugglers would use, the shallow draft boats to sneak in and bring in illegal oysters. Limity. And you can see that port in Limity, Italy. It's an ancient name because there's not even water there anymore. But if you look to the north side of Limity, you'll see that was all ancient lake at one time. And this is from alchemy. The war is alchemy. And then this is see, and it means to see. And it's just a part of a word. Sometimes it goes to another part of a word, but it also means the sea, the oceans, the sea. And then it's the herbal, the alchemy, to see of the herbal. And then this is read backwards and forwards with that tack there. To cry, K-R-Y, to cry. Recum, Ph.D. Your Ph.D., your doctor. The cry recum fed in Lilith. To the cry recum is first give to, and so when you're you're reckoning, dead reckoning. You're just figuring your speed and your angle, and you're not computing your drift, winds and seas, stuff like that. So that's just the first gives you an idea, but you have to go shoot the stars to figure out exactly where you're at. You have to find some lighthouses and buoys to figure out exactly where you're at. But a reckoning, gives you a path from fed to the open to divide through. The map head in Lilith. So this ILUT is the same word that you'll find in a chinchilla. If you look up the Hebrew spelling of a chinchilla, is a Lilith, and it means the night, nocturnal. Lilith is nocturnal. The chinch is actually a word meaning the vegetarian, eats on plants in the night. And so your chinchillas are vegetarian night creatures. So these sea captains had a lot of time on their hands, and they put all this together. But if you look underneath, and break down every letter, it's from work, M-I, from work, the tool to cut at, to cut the knowledge, mark. And then all life, to see bind life from seed, all life from seed, to rub through them dibber. And so this is the same word for numbers. The book of Numbers is the same word here. You can see it here in Mudbar, MDBR. He knows that everything's coded in the heavens, and that's what he's talking about here. To see, and from alchemy, the alchemists can see the herbal to cry, to give the first works direct to, from fed in lily, and to bind illet in the night. And so all your old medicine had to do, all the secret writings were in the sky. First you had to learn astrology before you could learn anything else. That was the first learning. Then you see that this line ends with this S, and this means seal. And so this is called a Solomon's seal. This is also a Solomon's seal. Had all these seals. That's why they have all this ancient Hebrew writing on them. And it gave you a picture to go with the words to help you figure it out. And so this writing here with the little round on the end, this is called crossing the river. And this is the same 22-letter alphabet, but they change up, they look different, because it's showing you star patterns and giving you what letter goes with those star patterns. If you learn to read the astrology, then you go back to the book and you understand what it means. So this starts with A and it reads backwards. The newer pay watch loom like soul me moxie 11. And so the newer face, and you new, N is a cycle, and U means to connect. So new is a circle, or it's new. It's a new year. The newer pay is face. The newer face. So a plantain is this cart that they haul the king around, the milk. They haul him around on. And so this gives me a hint that this is all describing the plantain. But the newer face, watch Lu M, the Luum, the bind to them like, the loom, like soul me, like by myself, the Moxie 11. So Moxie is a force of character, determination. And so the loom like soul me Moxie, like all by myself, soul me, Solomon, soul me. It gives me character. 11. Yeah, there's no dot in this B, that's a V. 11. And so that we know that's 11 because it's the bind in the new NU cycle. To bind in the new cycle. You count to 10, then you start a new cycle. 11. Up to 20, you have a new cycle to 21. But this is the first time around in the new cycle. 10, then 11. Amid to watch, cusp, rapid to zeb, Merkabin major, to quartz up, half power, from in nut, make rustles. So this amid to, you see in a pyramid. And so the OM is eye waters. And eye waters are tears. So the tears, Vav, is connect through. The tears connect through. And so the fire tears connect through would be a pyramid. But the tears connect through to watch is the top of the tower, the eye to consume life. That's the old evil eye you see all through Egypt. The watch, the watchers. And so a cusp is a moon most of the time. Anytime it's not full, it's a cusp. A cusp means two arches meeting. Any place that two arches meet. It's usually the tip of a knife. A clipped fingernail is a cusp. The rapid to Zeb. Rapid to. The first to open hand. The rapid. Quick. First R first. P open ID. Yod, the hand. To. Rapid to. Zeb is not gold. Zeb is death. To cut life in. And so when the sun comes up, that would be your silver is the moon and your gold is the sun. The sun cuts the life in. Once the sun comes up, you don't see the moon and the stars anymore. That's where that gold comes from, is death, to cut life in. The Merkaba. The Merkaba, its seat. The Merkaba. The Merkaba, this doesn't have a dot in it, it's actually a V. The Merkavan major. The Merkaba and the first lift Ra, the first knowledge. The Ra, the eye. The purple, this is a Merkaba. The seat. The Merkaba. And the purple of purple in the major eye. The Merkaba, the seat of purple. To open that eye. To quartz up. So that's RXUP. And so the to mark, to give to first plants. Up, UP. A bird is up, but to the connected open, a top. It's where your top or your cap come from, to give the connected open, or to give powers to open, to give the knowledge open as a cap. The up. To quartz up, have power from in nut, make rustle from. So if you study about the chakras, let's say in order to open your third eye, you want to save up your sexual energy from in the nut to make rustle from. You want to save your sexual energy and meditate on it, and it'll help you open your third eye. But you can also use the RX, the drugs up, and that's the easy way. So this line here is going to have me read this word backwards after I read it forward, before I go this way. So this is zany. Zany the nights to reign, in nuts make when in milks of me. Bother so other will to whim in just heat to, envious some hate of boo. So zany is the cross X, the crossed powers in life, in nights, the cycle to make the powers cross. Do this in the zany, in the nights. To reign, to have the powers, where powers in life, I-N-E, to reign, where powers in life, in nut, that's your daughters is in your nut, and the TS goes with makes this plural, the X is a TS, Dazadi, and the nuts make when. So when the nuts come out, and the zany and the nights to reign, and the nuts make when. In the milk is an emulsion. That's where the word emulsions come from. The kings are an emulsion of stars. You collect all those stars together, and you have 12 kings up there across your Milky Way. The Milky Way, the highway of kings, and the milks. And so this S is plural, the milks of. L is of. M is from your mother, and L is of your father, of me. And so me is from life. And so that me is your physical body. You, what they call Jehovah, is your thoughts. To bother is in seek, collect the first life, into bother me, to wake the me up. So other, and then this is backwards and forwards, so it's WL, will connect, and then to ma in, whim in, juice, J-U-S, to the women just, hating to, H-T-N is that's a word they'll give to the in-laws. The in-laws of David, they'll talk about the Hattons. The Hattons and McCoys. The Hattons was your in-laws. The hating to. And then this B here, it doesn't have It doesn't have the point in it. It's a V. To vius. Vi is to strive. You're to strive. You're vying. You're trying hard. And to vie us. To strive us some hate of boo. The heart is love, but this has the point in it is love to some hate, the love, the heart to. So I was hoping this wouldn't take as long as that last one did. It's doubled, but while I was doing this, I found this old book at Project Gutenberg ebook, Lancashire humor, and this old dude, he speaks the old language, and it's a lot of short jokes and one-liners, and it's a good one to start reading, to start learning how to catch this language. And I'll leave the link below to it. You can see here, where art beyond, Jack? As in, where you going? I'm for the Isle of Man. How long art you staying? 30, Bob. That means he's gonna stay till he's spent 30 bob, till he's out of bobs. Has nothing to do with time, has to do with money. Alright, I'll leave the link. I'll cut this off here. Good day.